There's some more accounts on Twitter that look a little suspicious, so let's delve into this. So this was the call out that was made, and OP writes, there may be an AI issue going on here. I noticed a pattern across a few art accounts here that I cannot unsee, so I'm laying it all out and letting you guys judge for yourself. I'm not stating anything as a fact, but just showing what's public and asking the obvious questions. Which, by the way, people got mad about that statement. They were like, oh, well, like, what do you mean they're not stating as a fact? I mean, legally, people can't be like, I'm accusing you 100% of this. Gotta cover your butt, you know? But the three accounts that they're highlighting is an account called Mooney, an account called Naughty Wives, and an account called Lily Mouse. And they all joined Twitter like basically a month apart from each other. All these accounts are created in 2026, with two of them funneling to Patreon. Individually, there's nothing odd, but when put side to side, that's where it gets strange. First thing, art output. Each of these accounts is pumping out art at an incredible rate. We're talking 4 to 8 plus fully rendered pieces in under 10 days, on top of separate NSFW drops behind a Patreon, making quality art at such rates with no burnout. I doubt it. Obviously, you should look at all the evidence, but I basically don't need to hear more, not gonna lie, because unless you are an artist with an absolute massive backlog, right? So you have a history of creating artwork, maybe you've posted on different accounts, this is your brand new Twitter page, but you've been posting on DeviantArt for a while, you're not going to be able to create like 12 fully rendered art pieces in 10 days. If you are, I am so proud of you, but the posting cadence for that is honestly crazy. And if you're working that frequently, please take some breaks because you're gonna burn out. Now, the second thing, OP writes, look at all the art. Each piece features near identical renderings, strikingly similar expressions, plain white backgrounds, and the same habit of adding a couple color accents with little else. Three separate artists, but one look. This is from one account. And then we have another one, just saying it. We've got on this hand, we've got two fingers fusing into one finger. If that on its own is not already like a, oh, that looks odd here, or, you know, the strand of hair melting into the collar. And this is the third account. Then they add character art inconsistencies. If we took a look at Mooney's artworks of Amelia, you will notice how inconsistent some details are of her outfit, mainly the smaller ones like her cloak and white top as well as colors. Here, in this drawing specifically of Amelia, they have Amelia wearing like a white cape with kind of like a white top beneath it with a scalloped edge. And the second image, she has a white cape on with a scalloped edge, but now the scalloped edge is on the cape and it's a purple scalloped edge. The other one was white. In the third drawing, we have again the cape. It's now a long cape with no scalloped edge. There is that same undershirt again. Now the undershirt is purple. And then in the fourth image, there is no undershirt, but it'll be censored, but there was like a purple gem that was like added to her chest, which is not part of Amelia's outfit at all. Like, this is one of the accounts, Lily Mouse. They gave the character two different shoes. Come on, again, you gotta ask yourself the question, okay, would a human do this? Would a human draw the character? They've drawn like 6 art pieces of this character and somehow in one art piece give them the incorrect shoes. This is one of the other accounts, Naughty. And we have Diva. She is a really popular character from Overwatch. She wears a bodysuit that has some sort of like text graphics on it. I actually cosplayed her once, like long ago. That account has made so many art pieces of Diva. And you're telling me they didn't look up what the clothing design looks like? Because Diva on her thigh has the words Mecha written onto the bodysuit, where here it's AVA, but the A's aren't even the same A. And then on the back of Diva's suit, they wrote like the letters, it's like a backwards CVA. I think it's supposed to spell Diva. But then in this art piece, it's now different. It's literally, again, the same character, but they got the elements incorrect from one piece to another, which is something that you will see a lot with these AI artists because they can't get the character design correct piece by piece, even though they draw a lot of art pieces of the same characters because they're running it through AI, so it's just mucking it up. So going back to more of what OP has to say, they're pointing out now elements of the Patreon and the fact that their Patreons, 2 of them, Mooney and Naughty, share really similar descriptions. Specifically, they use a lot of similar phrases like high quality NSFW illustrations. And note this, all artwork is fully created and controlled by the artist. Note that they didn't use the word drawn, but I continue. Digital tools may be used to assist the creative process, but all content reflects the artist's original vision and effort. And here, Mooney says the same thing. All artwork is fully created and controlled by the artist. Digital tools may be used to assist the creative process, but all content reflects the artist's original vision and effort. Note the terms digital tools. What digital tools exactly are being used? Maybe Gen AI, perhaps? Maybe some LoRa's? Perhaps? Interesting. And OP writes, please take note of the near identical disclaimers. Most working artists don't preempt that. The phrase digital tools may be used to assist, word for word on 2 separate accounts. It reads less like a coincidence and more like a cover. And they also add, something that's odd is that there's no work in progresses, sketches, or time lapses. Look, again, I just want to add that like not every artist shares their work in progress, sketches, or time lapses. It's totally up to you, right? as to how much of your art process you want to share, these accounts are already hitting a lot of markers of AI suspicion. One, the insane frequency that they're posting at, way faster than what an average human can output. Secondly, they have the hallmark of funneling everybody into a Patreon, which a lot of these AI accounts, that is their MO. And then on top of that, there are AI looking errors in their art pieces, not human errors like an accidental brushstroke here, or like, humans will chop up anatomy, but genuine, like you drew multiple characters, but errors like you drew multiple art pieces of the exact same character and the outfit is slightly different in every single one. It's not like it's a summer outfit. It's literally supposed to be the same outfit, but for some reason now the undershirt is purple. These are all very AI-esque suspicions. So then on top of that, because there's no work in progresses and stuff, it looks really sus. And then they add, about Mooney and Nadi, they have matching Patreon bios, art styles, similar profile banners, and upload rhythm. They might be one person running 2 accounts. So then how does Lily Mouse come into play here? Well, Lily Mouse only has 336 followers. They look to be quite a new account. They are the newest amongst all of them. They only joined Twitter May 2026. But Mooney is reposting Lily's artwork. And that's how these accounts work, right? They spawn a bunch of them in one go, 3 or 4 of them, and they'll have all the accounts retweet each other so they all grow simultaneously. And then they'll funnel basically their followers back and forth and have people subscribe to all the Patreons. So I just suspect that Lily doesn't look similar in quote to Mooney and Nadi yet because the account is fresh, and that maybe in a month all of a sudden we're gonna see a Patreon and a matching banner. This is just like an account that's being buttered up right now, and everybody in the comments are basically completely agreeing with this, saying things like, yo, these are all 100% AI generated, and that, oh, I looked through everything and yeah, this is looking really, really bad. And other people likening the art Patreon Twitter account stuff to crypto schemes. Creating a ton of bot accounts and then all the bots are just interacting with each other to try to boost each other up. And it's like fulfilling the dead internet theory. And if you guys don't know, the dead internet theory is a theory that like there are more bots on the internet than actual people. And people at the end of the day are like, okay, why does this matter? Blah, 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 blah. It's the deception at the end of the day because there's a lot of people who will follow these accounts, support it, thinking it's a real artist creating these artworks. There are people commenting, oh, wow, I love your art, blah, 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 blah. But it's not art, it's Gen AI. And again, these people are profiting off of other artists because these Gen AI pieces didn't come out of nowhere. They had to use a generator, Midjourney, or a Laura of some sort to create the artwork that was trained off of other artists. So there are other artists whose art style and likeness, essentially, in their artwork is being used for profit in these Patreon accounts, and those people don't even know. Or maybe they do know, but there's literally nothing they can do about it. And that is the sad part at the end of the day. But about the rise of Gen AI, it is appearing everywhere, including in kids' workbooks. But this was just kind of silly. A user on Twitter writes, I heard my daughter say, quote, I can't do this, connect the dots, end quote. And I thought, that's weird. There's usually no problem for her. Then I looked and it's this AI mess. There is a connect the dots of what looks like a dinosaur, except the dots don't actually line up properly. There is like a 1 and then there is a 2, but except the dinosaur's muzzle is in the way. So like if you were to connect the 1 and the 2, you literally just draw a circle essentially around the dino. And the numbers aren't even actual numbers. There's a 1, I suppose, and then a 2, and then the 3 is on the other side of the dinosaur's head. And then there is 16, another 16, a Y and an O, a sideways V, a sideways B. These are not connect the dots. This is just a garbled jumble of mess. And this is like the sad part at the end of the day, right? Because like it ruins everything for kids too. Because if it's infiltrating children's spaces, right? The education and development of kids are really important. But also imagine the frustration of a kid trying to do this and like they're thinking they're dumb, being like, well, I can't do this. Like, what the hell? Like, what is wrong with me? Am I dumb? And it's not the kid's fault. It's literally, this is not a connect dots that you can succeed in. And then as a parent, how do you explain that to your kid? Like, haha, the connect the dots was wrong because a bot made it. Oh God. And this was kind of funny. In the comments, somebody drew over the connect the dots. It was like kind of difficult, not gonna lie. I had to imagine some numbers. It just comes to look like a bunch of jagged lines. That doesn't actually add up to anything. The AI bubble needs to pop, man. It needs to pop, and it needs to pop yesterday, actually. Today would be great, though. So anyways, if you like this video, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. Please show support to your actual local artists, small artists. They deserve all the love. And with that, check me out on Etsy. I have digital art there for streamers, creators, like emotes, overlays, frog emotes. I also have a coffee with free resources, like a free sponsorship guide. And I stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays and Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST, or Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. PST, a podcast with my friend. So I hope to catch y'all there or in another one of my videos. Peace.